And we're back, YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. As always, I appreciate that. Today, for some more Borderlands 3 talk, while I am fighting Captain Haunt that came with the new DLC for Borderlands 3, the Halloween update, so to speak, and I'm trying to take him down with my co-op buddy. He's not too difficult. You can basically really unload on him, but the thing that he does, and he does it right now, is shield himself.
Oh.
And he does that by creating a kind of a shield around him, and the way you have to break the shield is basically shoot these things, these shielding mechanisms. There are like 2 or 3 of them. It's not too difficult, but he's kind of bullet spongy. But that's not what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I think in general, Borderlands is just a great game. Don't get me wrong, I did a review, you can find it on the channel. It's just a great game, and it really reminds me of the old shoot-em-ups. You know, the 2D shoot-em-ups, the bullet hell shoot-em-ups. A genre that sort of died out, unfortunately, because playing a good shoot-em-up and being good at it required skill. Really. But you can tell that Borderlands shares that DNA, you know, the running, the gunning, the avoiding of enemy fire and that sort of thing. So it's great, you know, it's great. And what's even greater is that Borderlands is such a generous game, you know, in a time where it seems like a lot of these online services, right, these games that come out, they put everything behind a paywall and subscription fees and whatnot. And Borderlands just gives you a 20+ hour campaign, and it gives you various end game modes. It's just a great game. They get a lot of content, a lot of side quests. I mean, they're not all great, but at least they tried. The story is very cheesy. But the shooting is solid, everything looks fantastic, it runs great. There were a couple of sort of glitches where the story wouldn't continue or nothing would happen, but just restarting it usually worked. But there were only a few instances where I actually had a problem with that. So, after you finish playing the campaign, there are basically 2 main endgame modes. There's Mayhem, which allows you to continue playing. So you can mop up all those side quests that you've kind of skipped. But the enemies will have a lot more health, and but the loot will be better. And there's a new game plus where you start a new character. I think it's True Vault Hunter mode, something like that, where the enemies will be a lot tougher, but again, the loot will be better, that sort of thing. But there's just one elephant in the room, basically, and that's the fact that if you play Borderlands for the first time, Borderlands 3, you play through the campaign, you'll notice that the loot is not that good. It's actually kind of bad. I think that during my full playthrough, I think there was just a handful of guns that I actually thought worth taking with me. The rest was just stuff, right? The rest of all the guns that dropped, all the loot, wasn't worth it. And that became quite apparent later on in the game. There's very little good loot, which is unfortunate, you know, for a game that prides itself for having like a gazillion guns, right?
Yes, thanks.
It's just a shame that there's so little actually good loot. And I'm a fan from the beginning, okay? And I've played Borderlands 1, 2, pre-sequel, and it was never this bad. You know, it was never so bad that I felt like there was just so few guns were actually worth picking up and using. It is so unfortunate, really, especially if you are just playing the game to play through the whole campaign and then move on. You know, you're not interested in playing it again, not interested in the end game modes, and it's a shame. You know, it's a shame. The game should have had a lot better loot for the first-time players. That's basically the point of this video. And I think that Gearbox should learn from this, and they're probably going to do Borderlands 4 at some point in time. But they should be also more generous with the loot. You know, they shouldn't like for instance here at this point. I mean, the boss went down, and if you look around for loot, there's some fun guns around lying around, but nothing that's actually better than the stuff I'm already carrying, which says it all, basically. You know, and it feels like you're not rewarded for the effort of killing a boss, you know, in your first playthrough, because you get a whole bunch of stuff that you don't need, or you just pick it up and you're gonna sell it, and that's basically it. And it's so unfortunate. It's unnecessary to put all the good loot behind the end game modes. I know why they do it. I know that Gearbox wants you to replay the game, and they want you to, you know, want to engage you and to give you an incentive to replay the game or to continue playing after you finish the boss. And I like that idea a lot, but you gotta reward people for playing your game. Thank you guys for watching.